Oceans are vast repository of knowledge and information related to the history of the earth. Explain. When I say history of the earth, what am I referring to? History तीन चीज का होता है. The history related to geology and tectonics, the history of climate change, and the history of life form evolution. अब बनेगा आंसर. My guess, अगर एग्जाम में पूछता ना, most of you would have written about geology and forgotten about climate change, forgotten about life form evolution. That is how you lose marks. Okay. In the geological history, you have the paleomagnetic reversals, the volcanism of the hotspots. In the climate change history, you have the shallow deposits, you have got glacial relicts, we have the sea level rise. In the life form evolution, we have the remains of marine life forms. We have the fold mountain deposits. यहाँ पर भी fold mountain के rocks आएंगे because these rocks are of marine origin. Talking about sea level rise, you will refer to fjords, you will refer to submerged coasts. Linked to climate change, you can also add submergence of past land bridge and the distribution of life forms. So when you start off the question, you'll realize कि यार पता नहीं कितना लिखेंगे, points हैं नहीं हैं. And most of you will always recall the paleomagnetic reverse. ये तो पक्का आपको याद रहेगा. इसके आगे आप सारा भूल जाओगे और पूरा आंसर लिख के आओगे on paleomagnetic reversal. This is not more than 2 pages. And all of these are points. You can combine this and this. This entire thing could be the third point. All of this is a part of third point. Sea level rise could be a fourth point. You know, देखने में if you look at the question, you know, हाँ यार ये हो जाएगा. But जब लिखने बैठोगे, you will miss out the points. अच्छा, now what I want is page number 127 निकालो. First column में there are 1, 2, 3, 4 points. How ocean deposits tell us about the past history of the earth. Yeah, jigsaw fit भी बना सकते हो, talking about the coastline match. So coastline fit and the history of continental drift. Now in this question, you can combine some dimensions together. Some you can put in a diagram. But ये इतना बड़ा scope है इस question का. My point is that. Okay, page 127 खोला आपने. First column में जो पहला 4 point है, the first 4 points. The heading says, the study of marine deposits is geologically, biologically, culturally, and climatologically very significant as follows. Because they tell me about the past. Analysis of marine sediments tells me about the tectonic history. Analysis tells me about the paleoclimate. It also tells me about the past patterns of ocean circulations. It's also evidence of the history of evolution of marine life and mass extinctions of marine organisms. Pick up some points from here. How deposits are an important cue. They are the important clues to the past. So can you try this question on your own? What should the introduction be? What can be the diagram? I think this itself is like a diagram. If you can organize this better, if you can beautify this jotting, this is a good diagram, a summary of how the oceans tell us about the past. Put a diagram. And then the body, one by one. Start with how deposits tell us about tectonics, deposit tells us about climate change, deposits about biology. Give examples of glacial relicts. Then tell us how the paleomagnetic evidences tell us about ocean floor spreading. तो deposit से शुरू करना, which is part of the textbook. आपको दिखाया अभी मैंने. Study of volcanic deposits, for example, on the ocean floor. Start with this. Then talk about the paleomagnetic evidences of sea floor spreading. Then you can talk about The fold mountains, rocks and deposits, how they tell us about, again, life form evolution, about the tectonic evolution. So this, and then you can add here the fourth point, the sea level rise and submerged features as evidences of past climate change and tectonic events. Here you can talk about how coral reefs are evidences of past subsidence. Keep all of this in 2 pages, not more than that. Conclusions. Okay. Therefore, the oceans are a repository. The oceans are a treasure of knowledge. There lies much to be discovered. And 2-3 lines on this, that's all. It's like you are summarizing. This is like a summary. अगर आप एक और ऐड करना चाहते हो, so we have had past expeditions such as Challenger expedition. We have the past expedition like the International Indian Ocean Expedition 1960s mein. So this tells us about the past geology. Challenger also studied life forms and rocks and geology. This is from some examples of expeditions.